I'd like to move into our feature presentation for tonight. Scott, N8SY, and Roy, W8REH. Scott, I see you're here,
Yep,
and
I'm
uh,
here.
and Roy, and I see Roy too. I have a very little screen, don't see everybody all at the same time, but anyway, uh, so so both Scott and Roy, they're from the ARRL and the Great Lakes Division and the great WJR, what the great voice of the Great Lakes, right? Uh,
Yes.
so Scott, let me turn it over to you. We can hear you loud and clear, and thank you both for joining us tonight and giving our club an insight as to where we are. I don't have a separate camera for my laptop. I can't turn it around, but I'll tell you, there's about 30 people here in the room, plus another 15 on the web. So go ahead. We see your. Thank you.
All right. Well, good evening, everybody. I'm Scott Yonally, N8SY. I'm your Great Lakes Division Director. And it's great to be here tonight. Wished I could have been there in person, but unfortunately, just too many things get in the way sometimes and too many meetings. In fact, I have another meeting tonight yet to go to later on tonight. So, for all of the section traffic managers. So, in which I'm not a section traffic manager. However, I do attend those meetings. So, but anyway, it's great to be here and at least via Zoom, if nothing else, and show you some things about what's happening at ARRL. We'll start off with the education and training. Our Teachers Institute sessions, we've had 13 in 2025 Institute sessions. These are where we bring the teachers in from all over the country and we run them through a full week course. And at the end, they get to understand all about amateur radio and how it applies to STEM for their classes. So we did have 145 teachers attend and a 99% licensing rate. So this year it's even going to be greater. We have 16 Teacher Institute sessions already logged, and with a hope and promise of having another 10 Institute sessions, even more this year. So that'll just depend on financial and so on. In our Teachers Institutes, the teachers pay nothing. It's zero for them. So it's all done through grants and through the graciousness of many, many people donating to it, specifically for the Teachers Institute. So it's a great thing for the teachers. And if you have a teacher, I know I had talked to Larry Camp last year about this, and I know there has been a couple of teachers up in the Michigan area that have gone through the session, and hopefully they will be soon, if not already, be bringing STEM into their classrooms along with amateur radio. For ARRL, we have a reimbursement program for youth. I know a lot of people ask us, what do we do for the youths of the nation? Well, if you're 18 years old or younger, your exam session is only $5. And so far, we've had over 500 youth candidates take advantage of that. And not only that, and this is one that a lot of folks don't know about, we not only take the $15 fee and take it down to five, but we also pay the $35 FCC application fee. And that's done on a reimbursement program. And I can tell you, it's really, really helpful to the younger folks. And in my family in particular, we took advantage of that just this year. My granddaughter got licensed. She is KF8FJ L. I have a hard time remembering that call sign. It's a big one. So anyway, being that she was 16 years old when she took it, the exam for her to take it was $5, and I paid that, and I also paid the $35 application fee, of which she got the $35 back and purchased a radio with that $35 and a little bit more to get a nicer radio. So but she is on the air now, so that's good. We also have free student membership to ARRL. This is designed for those under 21. So if you're 21 or under, this program works for you. You get all of the benefits of any regular member except for the voting rights. Being that it's a free, we held back on the voting rights. But I will tell you, it's been a great offering that we've had. We've got lots and lots of students signed up for that. I'd like to see even twice as many more. So if you didn't know that this existed, please let your youth know about this program. It's well worth their effort to get signed up. It gets them all of the magazines, every benefit that you get, they get, like I say, except for voting. We do have an online course that we started just last year, and of which my granddaughter took. It was a live instruction for technician class, and they sent out a technician class tech book, and they sent them through a weekend course. It started on Saturday morning and went through to just about supper time on Saturday, and then started back up on Sunday morning and went through about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Of which there's been, and they had 35 sign up, and of which 35 actually did become either technician or general class license through the course. So we had a 100% passing rate, which I'm really proud of. That's great. Of which my granddaughter was one. So makes it even more interesting. Our Learning Center, we've had over 104,000 course presentations that have been viewed, with about 2,500 certificates actually issued for those courses. So very popular. If again, if this is something that you were unaware of, please take advantage of the Learning Center. There is just tons and tons and tons of stuff up there, all kinds of different presentations for you to present to your club and so on if you wish. They're great, great educational presentations, trust me. Okay, new products from ARRL. Those of you that didn't know, we now have a dual band handheld Yagi antenna out there. Now this is a handheld one. This was more like working, fox hunting or working the satellites or whatever. And it's really kind of a neat one. We started this project with just purchasing 250 units originally, thinking that we probably would sell slow, but would sell. And within a very short time, they sold out. So we've got 500 more coming. They should be in-house by about mid-March, which is what, next week. So hopefully we get them in on time. And if you're interested in having a handheld dual band Yagi antenna, this is a great buy for you. Now, for those of you who had already purchased the NFED antenna, you know that it goes from 40 down through 10. And a lot of people were asking and begging for us to come up with an 80 meter addition to it. And we did. And as you see here on the screen, we now have an 80 meter extension kit that you can add to that NFED antenna. So it's really a great little kit. I think it's like $15, so it's dirt cheap and well worth its time to put it on and get the extra 80 meter band. So there you go. New books that we've introduced. If you haven't heard of Salty Walt's Portable Antenna Sketchbook, you're really missing out. This is a fun book for everybody. It was written by a guy that he has a lot of fun with amateur radio all around. It's a great book. If you don't have it in your library, I highly recommend it. It's well worth the read, trust me. We've also put out a new stealth antenna book for ham radio. This one is for those who live more in HOAs that restrict your antenna. This gives you some ideas on how to hide it and be a little stealthy with your antenna and still be able to work HF and so on in your HOA that it prohibits antennas outside. So and we also introduced a new book called Digital Networking, which is that's more of a technical book for those who are into networking and that with like the mesh networks and so on. It's a good book if you're into that kind of thing. It's excellent read, no doubt. Okay, we're going to streamline the affiliated clubs. We know you guys talked about joining and making sure that you had new members coming in and so on. As you know, this is the year of the clubs for ARRL, and we have designed and launched a new process to bring in new affiliated club applications. It's completely new, it's completely automated, and it works slick, I will tell you. Special service club applications and renewals also have a new process. It is not in the near future. We actually have initiated it just this week. So we've got it online, so which is a great thing. So if you want to kind of look around and see some of the new stuff for affiliated clubs, the website's right there, the URL for the website. It's affiliatedclubs.arrl.org. We even have a different address for it than the standard ARRL stuff. So it's all new, and let me tell you, it's really slick what our IT department has done with this. We've updated the commission structure. As some of you know, it's $20 for new members and $5 for renewals. And this is if you're into the club commission program. If you're not, I highly recommend it. This is a way for your club to earn some money and get some money for your club by doing nothing more than signing up ARRL members. So it's a great thing, I will tell you. We are, and I will also add this. This is a little piece that is not normally known. I am the chairman of the ECFSC, or the Alphabet Soup Standing Committee. It's known as the Emergency Communications and Field Services Committee. Yes, it's got a big long tail to it. We are actually looking into changing that a little bit, and I think you'll like what we're looking at. I'm just going to leave you as a teaser for that right now, but I think you'll like what we're looking to do, and I think you'll see some good things coming out of that. Okay, we also have for those who have a 70% or above ARRL membership in their club, new special badging, and it was designed specifically for this. As you see, there's one for the 70%, and there's one for 100%. And yes, we do have some clubs, quite a few actually, that are at the 100%. I don't know where Hazel Park falls, but hopefully you're somewhere between 70 and 100. If not, I strongly encourage you to get your club members involved with ARRL. I think they'll enjoy it. Volunteer Examiner Coordinator. Here's some statistics that you may not know. If you're an ARRL member, it's a free renewal option for ARRL members. If you go through W5YI, you're going to pay $80. Unless you want to navigate the FCC website yourself, I know some people who do. I do. I'm okay with it. I understand that there is a number of people that just can't figure it out, don't want to figure it out, don't want to mess with it. So they would much rather let ARRL take care of it, and for free, you can't argue that. So it's a great benefit. Now, I will say in 2025, we've had a decline in licenses issued this last year. Not only is there a decline in license issued through us, but they're overall in 2025, the licensings have gone down. So they're the lowest since 2011, which is somewhat disturbing, but yet understandable too. We're through COVID now, and people are getting back to their normal lives and just getting into not really getting into amateur radio as much as they were when they had to be locked up in the house and couldn't go anywhere. So, not too surprising, but the numbers are going down somewhat. Okay, here's some additional services that you may or may not know about. And in our LOTW, our stats, did you know that currently we have 2,205,213,387 QSO records within the system itself? Yep, that's 2 billion records and growing every day. That's pretty astounding. Now, one thing that you may or may not know about Logbook of the World, it's free to anyone to use anywhere in the world. And it's a great system for logging your QSOs and getting them confirmed and so on. Many countries use this over anything else. And I know QSL cards are getting expensive, and they're expensive to send, and a number of different places are now charging kind of ridiculous and outlandish amount of money to get a QSL card from them. I heard from one gentleman the other day I was talking to him at the Cave City Hamfest in Kentucky, and he was telling me that he had made contact with one of the rare islands that they just happened to pop on at the right time, and he happened to be on, and he asked for a QSL card, and I said, sure, send $50 and we'll give you one. I don't think I've ever paid $50 for a QSL card in my life, and I don't think I ever will. But there you are. There are some people who have and will and that kind of thing. So, hang on here. I got Alexa talking to me. All right. Anyway, but anyway, there's over 2 billion records within the LOTW system, and like I said, growing every day. Now, for those of you who are interested in the QSLs or the QSL Card Bureau, this is actually what it looks like. It's a very small room. That little lady right there in front, she is the gal that takes care of all these. The slots that you see the cards in, each one of those slots is a different country. And what they do is when that slot fills up, that equals 10 pounds of cards, roughly give or take a few ounces here or there, but it's 10 pounds, and they're sent in 10-pound increments. So when they fill up, then they package those up and they send them to the various uh, embassies all around the world to distribute throughout. So, but that's the room itself, where it is up at headquarters. Now, our lab, if there's something that you may or may not know about the lab, if you're an ARRL member, you can call up to the lab and ask just about any technical question you may have. We actually had a gentleman that from the Great Lakes Division call up or actually write an email and said he just purchased a 7300 and didn't know how to program it and wanted to know if they would help. And sure enough, they did. They sent him all kinds of guidelines. And then from there, he even called up there a couple of times, and they got him all set up and running and everything else. So, but there's if you have questions about things or just want to talk about some technical problems that you may be having or whatever, these are the guys you want to talk to. Trust me. And that is a picture of one of the stations at the lab. Oh, social media presence. Well, of course, most of you know we're already on Facebook and X, and now we also expanded that to TikTok. So we're on all the media presence that you could ever ask for. I know that, the kids used to start out on Facebook. Now that's the old people's social media. They're off onto many, many other platforms, and we're trying to follow them as much as we can to keep them in the loop. So, but we expanded over to TikTok, so we're there now as well. Volunteer monitoring program. Well, this last year they spent on monitoring. They spent over 17,000 hours on the HF and just under $24,000 on VHF, UHF, and other frequencies that we had. They did issue 102 advisory notices. 19 good operator letters went out. Uh, Goes back to the days of the good operation green cards that the OOs used to send out. And we did have 3 referrals to the FCC for further action. And I will just comment this. Yes, the FCC, as well as the uh, volunteer monitor program, knows about 7,200. They know what's going on. And as you saw, there was some action already taken against one of the gentlemen who is out of line. They've already started action, and trust me, it won't stop there. There's some more things in the works. They just like to let it build up, so they have just tons and tons and tons of evidence to take to court and demonstrate to the court just how bad some of these guys really are. So I know I hate them being up there, especially when you have youth around and that kind of stuff, and you're scanning and you run across them and they start in. But trust me, they know about it and they are working diligently to correct that situation. So now the 800-pound gorilla in the room, ARES. We have approximately 24,000 ARES volunteers all over the country. Last year, they reported 48,000 nets with about 16,000 participants each month in those nets. And we ended up with about 481,000 hours reported per month. So, and that calculates out to about $17 million of volunteer time. And trust me, we use that as great documentation to Congress to show that, look, we're not just here, having a good time. We're actually giving back to our citizens and so on, and performing civic duty, back to our citizens. And we gave back $17 million. Now, I will tell you, this is not all of it. We're not capturing all of our hours. There's many hours that we need to capture that we aren't, but we're working on that as we go along. W1AW. I know I get a lot of questions about that. Okay, in 2025, we had over 400 visitors who toured W1AW and actually did some operating during field day. It was quite a thing. The top picture is, of course, the Memorial Building, which faces Main Street. As you come up or go down Main Street in Newington, which is a suburb of Hartford. It's just a little town. There's many of them around. There's another one where we meet for the board meeting, which is Windsor, which is about 12 miles away. What the building in the back there on that second picture is, that's the actual headquarters themselves. And yes, it's a two-story building. It was built back in the 1960s. The memorial building there up front, it was built in the 1930s. So you can see where, we've got a lot of presence there in Newington. And I will tell you, where it sits within Newington, it's well in a community that is all houses that look just like the memorial building there. So as you go down the street, you really don't even notice it. If it wasn't for that big sign that you see me standing in front of, you'd never know that headquarters was there. The office building there sits back behind and way back behind, and this actually sits on a small hill. So you really can't see the office building from the street. So as you get down the street, all you see is a memorial building sitting there and a bunch of antennas on the left side there that and even on the right side of the building. But I will tell you, if you're cruising down the street, you really don't pay much attention to the antennas. But the building itself is very pretty and it fits in very, very well. So it's just one of those things. Most people don't know about or don't see the office building, but that's where all of the work for ARRL is done right there. Now, if you haven't been a part of the donation part of this, I highly recommend that you become part of the Diamond Terrace out front of the building. These are all bricks with names and so on. As you can see, even the stools all around have been dedicated to individuals and so on. Now you will, if you look near the door, and you can see on the right here, there's a blue arrow pointing downward, and that's where my brick is. If you haven't donated to this, I highly recommend you or your club or both of you actually doing that. This contributes to many different things that ARRL does. So if you do have some, it's $250 for the brick, and that gives you, like I say, they install the brick and everything for you. So it's a great feature, and I highly recommend you doing it. If you want to do it as a club, you can. You can have your club name on there and so on, and it's a great program. So, okay, our committee, EC and FSC, the Alphabet Soup Group. What we've done last year, we made a lot of changes and did a lot of different things. We removed the annual limit on sanctioned hamfests. That's been done. So we had a limit of two per year per club. So that's now been eliminated. We did establish a minimum eligible age for 21 for section managers. I know a lot of people didn't know this, but we did not have a minimum age for section managers before. And we've been lucky. It didn't create any problems. And we want to make sure that it doesn't in the future, too. We also created an amateur radio activity report, which is what I was talking about earlier about reporting your hours. I highly recommend going and seeing that. We rewrote the section manager workbook, which will be published here shortly. And we've done a lot of online ARRL membership verification for clubs. We have a new verification program. So if you want to check to see how many of your members are actual ARRL members, there is a way to do that. It doesn't cost you anything. It's quick and easy. You just have to have it in either an Excel or a CSV file, and it'll check it for you and tell you just how many of your members are ARRL members. Now, it does not reveal names. It does not reveal any pertinent information. It just lets you know how many are to how many aren't ARRL members. So, but it gives you an idea of where you stand. ARRIS. Now, maybe the newer ones may not know what ARRIS is. ARRIS is amateur radio on board the International Space Station. So that's what ARRIS program is all about. We actually had a recent event. It was on February 9th, was just about a month ago, over at Hilltop Elementary School in Mahoning Valley here in Ohio, in Canfield. Now Canfield sits just about between, or sits just about on the border of Pennsylvania, so it's right on the edge. But we had a lot of fun doing this. If you haven't done it, I highly recommend getting with a school and doing this program. It's not an easy program to do. It's very difficult. It takes about a year of dedication between the ham club, the school, and the school administration. So, but for those who get to do it, it's just a blast. You can't imagine what it's like to watch these kids get to talk to the astronaut live. That's something that very few people ever get to do. And I have a little story. It was similar to this school, but it was one in Southern Ohio. They had everything set up on the stage as opposed to off to the side like this one is. But so I went up and I was taking pictures and so on while all these kids, like you see in this picture up front, all these kids were starting to gather around and be seated for the event. And so they were getting ready, and it was getting close to the time that that the shuttle or the space station was coming over. And so I stepped down off the stage, and as I started to walk through a very small, thin aisle up the center, I felt this little tug on my pant leg. So I turned around and I looked, and it was just this little kid standing there. It's just grabbing a hold of my pant leg and just shaking it. So I bent down and I said, "What can I do for you, little man?" And he goes, "Mister, do you know what I get to do today?" And I go, "No, what do you get to do today?" "I get to talk to an astronaut." And this kid, I'm not joking. This kid's eyes were this big around. I mean, he was just ecstatic that this was going to happen. And I'm holding my breath because this is a live thing, so and there has been times where the contact did not make for whatever reason, but so you just hope and pray that they do actually get to talk to the astronaut. And it was funny because this time it hit, but I will say they put the call out for N8SY and you heard the static and nothing, and everybody's just like and they put the call out a second time, N8SY, and bam, N8SY here. And everybody just lit up the room. I mean, it's just electrifying to watch this. So I know it's a lot of hard work, it's a lot of dedication. But the clubs really get to show off, if you will, what amateur radio is all about, and in a very, very, very good way. I will tell you, I was in the back of the room when that little boy got to actually talk to the astronaut, and his mom happened to be standing beside me. It was just pure coincidence. And the minute he walked up to the microphone, this lady, I mean, she's got this camera with a big, huge lens on it, and she's out taking picture after picture after picture, and you could just tell, that, oh, she's just really proud of this kid, and uh, once he got his question out and it was answered by the astronaut, you could just see on her face, and she turned and looked at me and says, "That's my boy." And I told her the story, and she goes, "Yep, that's him. That's what he would do." So, so it was really cool in a lot of different ways. So if you get the opportunity, and I know there's been there was a couple up in the Detroit area that did get to do this within the last year or so. Unfortunately, I didn't get to that one, but I will say if you get an opportunity to do this, take advantage of it. Yes, it's going to take a lot of your time, but it's well worth the investment. Trust me, it really is. I mean, even these kids in the back row back here were just electrified that they were talking to an astronaut. It was just that much. It really was. Okay, now I've rattled on for a good half an hour here. So let's time for questions. What's anybody got for questions? And there's nothing out of bounds. So anything you want to ask, feel free.
Okay, we have a question. Jerry, go ahead. I'll repeat it so we can hear.
There has been criticism of the ARRL not doing very much. Now, I have a question for you. I was on the air and I heard a station in Venezuela, and if I hear another station that has bad relations with the United States, Am I supposed to report that to the State Department? I thought there was a requirement at that point, and does ARRL have anything to do with it?
Okay, were you able to hear that question? If
Yeah,
not,
I think I did. And to answer that, if you have or know of a bad experience like that, that I would advise you to take to the Volunteer Monitor Program. You can write to the VM via ARRL.
That's not the question.
hold on, hold on.
Okay.
The question is that I understand that the ARRL lobbied, there was a requirement that if we made a contact with a hostile nation, we were supposed to report it. And I think we were made exempt strictly because the ARRL talked to the government.
Right. So the question is in this particular case, Venezuela, although it's not
What I'm trying to do is
yeah,
praise the ARRL because they talked to the government and got some requirements waived for hams. This is something that I just was made aware of. What is it? That Ham Radio 2.0
right.
had a little program about that. And I'm glad that there's a lot of criticism over the years with the ARRL. I've been a member for many years, and I'm continuing to be a member because they're our only voice.
Right, exactly. Can you, Scott, you want to address, first of all, did you hear the question? And
Okay. No, I don't think I understood it. So if you would explain it.
well, it wasn't really a question. I think it was raising a good point on how the ARRL really has been representing amateur radio operators around the world, but in particular during these very uncertain times with all the news that's been going on, representing the amateur radio operators in the United States and promoting contacts with those in those nations where there's a controversy and the difficulty. Yeah. And I think that's a good Jerry, it's a feather in the cap of the ARRL for all the good work that they've done.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I think I get what the gist of that was now. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
And yes, hopefully, during these kind of times where, yes, I know it's an undeclared war, but essentially we are at a problem area. And so we're going to be in contact with countries that may not or may have some hostilities and so on. So if you do run into any kind of situation, yes, you want to do report that.
Right. Okay. Hold on just a minute. Mike, first your head or hand up first, and then we'll go to
I'm gonna come up by the microphone.
oh, coming up by the microphone here. Now here's
Okay.
a guy who knows audio.
Oh, there you go.
All
Hey.
right, go ahead.
Good evening.
So the ARRL has three, I'm into your courses. There's three courses you offer: the basic ecom, intermediate ecom, and advanced ecom.
Mhm.
When I go to the advanced ecom, it says on hold till further notice, and it's been that way for a while.
Yes.
Can you give me anything on that? Is that going to change soon? That's part of our credentialing process.
Okay. Yes, it's on
you,
hold.
Mike.
As you well know, our field services manager retired, and instead of hiring, and this goes to some other issues about why dues had to be raised and so on, we combined it with the ARES program. So now our director for emergency management is also the field services manager, combining the two departments. So in order to bring the workload down for him somewhat, since we also had another retirement in the field services department, we decided to put that program on hold. Now, when that will be, it's still got a long ways to go. So I wouldn't look forward to seeing that anytime in the near future. The two programs that we have will probably be the only two programs for quite some time.
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Scott. All right, another question. Mike, go ahead.
Mark.
Mark.
The question I have is dealing with 60 meters. There's been a lot of changes recently. Where like the FT8 sub-band is now down to 9.1 watts EIRP from 100. And there's been some openings. Is there going to be a new band plan, suggested band plan put out soon with powers in the different sections since it changes depending on what frequencies you're operating in there?
Actually, yes. I don't have it yet, but as I was told, it's in the March issue of QST.
I'll have to look for it then.
Yeah. So if it's not there, it'll be in April's for sure. But I was told at the Hamfest the other day that I was at that it actually the new band plan for that is already published. Because they had been publishing the 8.5 by 11 sheet in the QST, and I guess the new one is out now with that. Unfortunately, I don't have any right now. We still are giving out the old ones, and hopefully we'll get the new ones here shortly.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? I have a question. So
Sure.
what can the ARRL say about the upcoming, well, it's not upcoming, but in June, in Ohio, the big Ham Fest going on there. Any plans or anything, any surprises you might want to
Oh, you mean May?
tell us about and encourage our members? May,
Yeah,
sorry,
May, yeah.
yeah. June is right. I know. June is the other one. Yeah. Anyway, anything to say about that?
Okay. Yes, we have a full day of forums that we will be doing, and we have a booth there with the field services. We will be connected with field services. So the Great Lakes Division will be well represented with the section manager from Michigan, the section manager from Ohio, and the section manager from Kentucky. So you'll get to meet us all if you wish. But we'll be there, and I know that I haven't seen the layout yet, but I do believe we'll still be in building 2. I think that was called the Tesla building, if I remember right. We'll be in building 2, and along that front wall is where we were and have been. So I would imagine that's where we'll be. But I do know there's going to be a whole day's worth of forums going on with students and so on. So you name it, and we'll be doing it most likely.
All right. Any other questions? Going once, going twice? Well, Scott, thank you so much for
well,
joining
thank you.
us today. And a round of applause.
Thank you. I appreciate
There we
that.
go. Thanks again for all the good work you do in the ARRL and everyone who's associated with that. It's a great organization and represents amateur radio operators.
Well, just so all of you guys know, yeah, I'm a Buckeye true and true.
Okay.
But I will tell you, in all honesty, I was married in Michigan.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, we were married in Adrian, Michigan.
Oh, not far from Ann Arbor. All right.
Yeah.
Not too far from here either. Very nice. Very, very nice. Well, great.
So I do have some
great.
Michigan blood in me. How's that?
All right. Well, come and visit soon.
Okay,
right.
we'll do.
Scott, thank you very much. Take care. You're welcome to stay on, by the way.